Okay, it's a minute left. You know what? We're in charge. We're not going to start a stream with the timer telling us what to do. I'm going to start a stream by petting the dog. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully you're all having a lovely day. Thank you very much for joining me, especially if you just come from the Silent Bomber video, which was a surprisingly good game. You know, sometimes I replay these old PlayStation 1 games. I'm like, oh, this is going to drag. This is going to be bad. This is going to be more of a chore to replay than anything else. But no, Silent Bomber was remarkably good. I'll tell you one of the reasons that I'm replaying the Silent Bomber games and the Future Cop games and stuff like that. When I was a kid, I was lucky enough to be subscribed to the official PlayStation magazines. You know, there's ones that would arrive at your house every month, or they'd arrive at the local news agents and you'd go and pick them up, and they came with a demo disc. So I had the demo discs for the PS1 stuff and the demo discs for the PS2 stuff. So I played through so many demo discs on my PlayStation 1, and I've got so many memories of playing like a single level of a game. Like, I've got memories of a game called Akuji the Heartless. I've got memories of a game called Cyberdeck. I've got memories of Machine Hunter. I've got memories of it was a little kid that had a gun that fired bubbles. It was like 40 Winks, that kind of dream thing. It was super strange that I've got memories of intensely memorable single levels from games. Shadow Man, stuff like that. Do any of you have that as well? Did you have demo discs, and when someone says, oh, do you remember this game? You can like vividly remember one level, like Alundra. I'm sure I had the demo of one level from Alundra, and it was so strange. That was, yeah, that's one of the reasons, like from a personal note, that I want to go through and replay all these old games again, because I'm thinking, you know what, were they any good? Because I remember them being when is the next Dino Crisis? Okay, so I made a Dino Crisis video for my main channel, the JoshStrifeHayes channel, the one that's focused on MMORPGs. I actually made 3 retro reviews and I put them on the main channel. And I left them on the main channel, and then I realized that it wasn't attracting the correct demographic. I would have more success if I made a separate channel, the JoshStrifePlays one. So the JoshStrifeHayes channel, the main MMO one, currently has 3 retro reviews: Time Splitters for the PS2, Dino Crisis, and Pandemonium for the PS1. I am tempted to port those videos over to the JoshStrifePlays channel and maybe have like a second premiere for them and do like a little thing at the front where I say, you know, hey, I made this video 2 years ago, I put it on the main channel, no one saw it, but I'm proud of it, so I would like to do it, to watch it again, like to show you all. It was a very different style of review, but I feel that there's merit to it. There's definitely merit. Oh, E.T., yes. I also replayed E.T. for the, was it the Atari? Yeah, because everyone kept telling me that E.T. for the Atari was one of the worst games ever made. And I thought, you know what, how bad is it? So I have actually genuinely finished E.T. for the Atari. And yeah, it's bad. It's bad. I can kind of see how it works, but it is bad. But what are we doing in stream? In stream, we are continuing the LazyManMode, which is basically me attempting to do as little as possible to get a quest cape. So I'm trying to do absolutely no work. And the next thing I need to do is, I'm following the quest list, because again, thinking is difficult. The optimal quest guide says the next thing that I should do is complete the Easy Ardoon Diary and use the anti-lamp you get from doing that on agility. Because if I don't do that, I will need to, at some point, train agility. And I'm looking at the stuff now, and it's a long time until I have to train everything. So we need to do the Easy Ardoon Diary. That's what I'm going to do. Thankfully, I've got an Ardoon teleport tab on me, so I'm going to break that, and off we pop. Now, some of the items that I need for this stuff will be untradeable. That's fine, I'll have to go and get those. Some of them will be tradable. You will have to give those to me. I'm not going to get them. That sounds like a lot of work again. First time watching live. I love your worst MMO series. Oh, thank you very much. Welcome to the live stream. This is nowhere near as well edited or as well thought out, and there will be long periods of time where I just ramble complete crap, but that's pretty much the bread and butter of these streams. You know what to expect. Would I rather play E.T. again or The Bouncer without skipping cutscenes? Well, I can actually finish E.T. in about 4 minutes, so I would definitely just replay E.T. again and finish it really quickly. Okay, ladies and gents, let's do this. So, we need to do the Ardoon Diary. Let's sort this out. So, diaries. Ardoon easy. Steal a cake from the Ardoon market stalls. The cakes are over there. I'm assuming it's the baker's stall. Excellent. Ra PVM, please walk me over to the cake stall. I might need everyone to kill some guards in a second as well, so I'm going to try and steal from the baker's stall. Boom, son. Done it straight away. I need to do a diary. You don't need to do a diary for the quest cape, but doing the diary gets you an experience lamp, which I can put into agility, which prevents some agility training in the future, and it also gets me the unlimited teleports to Ardoon from the cape, and the Ardoon cape isn't terrible, so it would be useful to have, and it's something I'm going to do now. When am I going to review Doom? Well, Doom is a relatively unknown indie game that I don't think that many people have played or really understand, so if I were to replay and review Doom, I would probably be one of the only content creators on YouTube who has ever played Doom. Which, I mean, it would definitely get me some views. I would corner the market in that. Yeah, someone in the chat says, wow. No, I could also play and review WoW. Review it, but play it on a calculator. As I heard this, Doom, D-U-M-E, very rare. It's that rare Doom video game. They only released it for like 3 weeks in Japan. It's remarkably hard to get hold of now. It's really niche. Yeah, you probably wouldn't have heard of it. You were probably busy with your friends playing Quake, all right? While the real ones, we were off playing the actual first-person shooter of Unreal Tournament. The Chrono Trigger video was the best video. Oh, thank you very much. I really enjoyed making it. See, here's the problem that I've got. And again, we will get back to... If you're here for the RuneScape gameplay, just temper yourself. Temper your expectations, all right? This is why I know that I complain that I don't get very far through the game, and then I just go off on random tangents for like half an hour. But just understand, this is what we're going to do. Sell silk to silk trader for 60 coins each. Okay, so where's the silk trader? And I'm going to need somebody to get me some silk. So, silk. Can I just steal? Coco, can you walk me over to the silk? Do not steal from the silk stall. It will time you out. Alright, cool. So, I'm going to need somebody else to... You dropped some silk. Oh, you have. Thank you. I'll take the silk and I'll sell it to the silk merchant. Hang on. I'll just sell it you for what? 20 coins? Sell silk. Oh, for 60 coins. I offer 80. How about 40? No, that's not enough. Oh, have we got a haggle? Hang on, let me just haggle. 120. He goes, I'll give you 50. I go to 60. Boom, son. Cheap and done. Okay, cool. Back to me ranting. What was I on about before this? That was it. I was on about... I really liked making the reviews for Eternal Ring and Chrono Trigger. The problem is, Eternal Ring and Chrono Trigger are both RPGs, and as such, they both took a long time to finish. They had a hell of a lot of notes made as I played them, and then they took a long time to write the script, and then they took a long time to record the script, and a long time to edit. I think Chrono Trigger took me about 2 weeks of solid work, and I know that doesn't sound a lot, but when YouTube is demanding 1 or 2 videos a week, and I can maybe give it 1 video every 2 or 3 weeks if I'm doing RPGs, it's a huge risk with the YouTube algorithm. But I also believe that playing RPGs and reviewing RPGs with long-form video content has more artistic merit over the long time than doing anything else. So I very much want to review more RPGs. The problem is that the process of reviewing RPGs is really bloody long. Because I would love to play Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all of them. Absolutely all of them. Legend of Dragoon, the Legend of Mana series, Lufia, Rise of the Sinstrels, all that kind of stuff. Classic RPGs. Jade Cocoon 2. What was that? Is it Jade Empire? The one on Xbox. It's like 3 discs long or something. That kind of stuff. I would love to review all these RPGs. The problem is, it's a massive risk to take so much time away from both the main and secondary channel to just constantly play an RPG, and I'm always terrified that I'll spend like 3 weeks or a month making a video, put it out, and it'll get like 100 views. I know that's not going to happen. I know that I've managed to cultivate an audience who value long-term analytical videos. I know that you guys often stick stuff on in the background, and that's fine. I've fully embraced the second monitor meme, but there is still that worry. I mean, someone said to me, Josh, when are you going to review Morrowind? I'm like, well, that's another niche game that no one's reviewed yet. Do I want to review Morrowind? Yes. Do I want to spend a month reviewing Morrowind? Also yes. The problem is, if I reviewed Morrowind, I would want to do not only the main story, because the narrative, I would also want to look into every single possible other quest line, the Heroes Guild, the Mages Guild, the Imperium, that kind of stuff, the Dark Brotherhood, every single major house within it, the ability to make your own spells, make your own weapons, the crafting, the narrative storylines that are woven through them, the ability to mix and match all of your stuff, the expansion packs, Blood Moon and Tribunal. It's a huge thing. There is so much in Morrowind. I think it would probably end up being like a 4 or 5 hour review. That's the kind of thing. You look like Brad Pitt. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. That's the look I go with. Whenever I wake up, I always try and channel the spirit of younger John Travolta. That's what I wake up to. I wake up and I watch Face Off every day. And that's what I really try. Just a really quick review of Morrowind. Just like a 10-second review. But Morrowind, it's all right. That's it. It's 8 seconds thanking the patrons and just 2 seconds going, yeah, it's pretty good. That's it. That's all we'll go. But no, reviewing Morrowind definitely. Use the altar in East Ardune's church. Right. Ra, PVM, please walk me to East Ardune's church. Oh, that's a clip for Visa. I'd give it a couple of watches. Morrowind review in YouTube Shorts. if I do like a 5-hour Morrowind review and tag it with shorts. Oh, I might have to. Morrowind review on the clip channel in 2 days. No. It's not happening. Oh, okay, fine. You just put the clip up. Right, let's review Morrowind right now. It was the first fully 3D Elder Scrolls game because there was Daggerfall, Arena, Battlespire that came up before it. Daggerfall still holds the record for being one of the biggest procedurally generated games. Morrowind, you start on a boat. The dude says, "Wake up. I hear we've reached Morrowind." Then you walk across a plank and it goes, "You've finally arrived, but our records don't show from where." Then you steal a dagger off the table. Then some stuff happens. Then you kill God. And then you are Morrowind. 9 out of 10. Dodgy combat system with rolling dice. Really good expansions. Definitely worth your time. You may want to download some mods. Maybe make the graphics a bit better. Maybe increase the view distance, render distance. Apart from that, is it worth your time? Depends. Do you want to spend 50 hours jumping around big mushrooms and being told that you have a grand and intoxicating innocence about you? If you do, yeah, there you go. Go for it. You are Morrowind. Congratulations, a Morrowind is you. All right, cool. What are we doing? We have full prayer points. Well, let's just get some prayers going on. Let's get some smarts, some thinks happening. And after we've got some thinks draining our prayer, we can then use the altar. Boom! Another thing done. No longer smart. 2 out of 10, there's no one sworn to carry my burdens. You've got to carry your own burdens in Morrowind. You've also got to choose which shoe to put on each foot, which I very much respect. Morrowind was a really good RPG and a bad action game. Skyrim was a really good action game and a bad RPG. Oblivion was kind of okay at both. That's the best way to do it. Morrowind was like, what if we give the player control over everything, but the actual combat's terrible? And everyone went, oh, this is quite a good RPG. And Skyrim went, what if we massively reduce the RPG elements, but in turn replace it with actual quite good action sequences? All right, yeah, that'll work as well. And Oblivion went, we've spent all the budget on Patrick Stewart and Sean Bean. We need everyone else to freeze when they're talking, and that's it. That's it. That's what they did. Hi Josh, first time seeing you. Well, thank you very much for coming to join me. Master, how are you today? Welcome to the stream. I liked Oblivion. The Oblivion was good. I played Oblivion. On stream, we had a full thing through it. We saved Sean Bean. Our dad became a dragon. Classic Sean Bean story. Morrowind is, yes, 90% RPG, 10% combat. Skyrim is the opposite, and Oblivion is in the middle. Pretty much. Very, very much. Yeah, Morrowind lets you feel that everyone hates you, while Skyrim lets you feel like everyone has been waiting for you. Yeah, I mean, everyone hates you and wants you to leave in Morrowind. What I love about Morrowind is even when you've killed God and you walk past people, they're still like, oh, it's you. I'm like, I literally just saved existence. Reality now owes its existence to me. And they're like, oh, hello, Redguard. They hate you. They hate you so much. What are we doing in game? What's the next thing to do? Ah-dee-doggle-dee-da-da-da. Go out fishing on the fishing trawler. Alright, cool. So, Ra, please walk me to the fishing trawler. I may need some of you to come and help me with this. Dar says don't do them in order. Dar, just because you said that, I'm going to do them in order. I understand that it would be much more efficient to do these things in order. I'm not doing that. Did I get a Leviathan box for 40k? No, because I'm not an officially recognized 40k YouTuber / streamer / content creator. Also, I've still got a box of Indomitus that I haven't opened. I'm not too bothered about the Leviathan one. What I am bothered about, though, is the Old World. I am a huge fan of Warhammer, the Old World. I loved Warhammer Fantasy Battles. I love the Empire. I love Bretonnia. I love Tomb Kings. I love Skaven. I love square bases. I love medieval warfare in general. I'm a huge nerd for that kind of fantasy stuff. So when they said the Old World's coming back, I am like, yes, I'm involved. Let's get the Empire. Let's be waving the banners for Sigmar again. 100% this is happening. So I'm very, very excited. Right, what do we or do we not need for the fishing trawler? Do we need to deposit some stuff? Does some stuff have to go away? What is needed or not needed? Because, Ra, you seem to have put everything away. I'm assuming we just... Is it Murphy? Is Murphy the fishing trawler dude? Let's just double check. I'm guessing it's Murphy. Technically, you don't need to succeed. We're not going to succeed. Alright, we are 100% not succeeding. Do you need to finish it? No. Just go on it. Alright, cool. So, your boat... Let's see if I could help. Yeah, we do not need to finish it. You need a fishing level of 15 or above to catch any fish. Alright, cool. And I'll repair some stuff. That's fine. Not a problem. Plus, my fishing level is... Well, it's 1, but I've got the spirit. I've got the focus. I've got the care and the love. You know, alright, let's go. I'll be fine. Let's go. Let's do it, mate. Meet me on the trawler. Alright, cool. Darcy, lead the way. Let's do this. Off to the trawler we go. Will Warhammer Online be the worst MMO? See, I very much hope that the new Warhammer MMO coming out is good, but I've heard mixed reports that the Warhammer MMO is both 40k or Age of Sigmar. I don't know what it is. Is the new Warhammer MMO coming out 40k or is it Age of Sigmar? It would make sense to be 40k because that's the more popular one. But they are doing a big reveal of Age of Sigmar stuff, and I just don't think there's enough Age of Sigmar players to really necessitate an MMO. I mean, I would love it to be Age of Sigmar because I much prefer the fantasy vibe. But oh yeah, there's a new one. It's being made by Cryptic Studios, or the guy behind Cryptic Studios. I think he remade a studio called Jackalope Studios. But the same guy that made Neverwinter Online and Star Trek Online is now making a new Warhammer MMO. Now, I liked Neverwinter until it became massively pay-to-win, and Star Trek Online was pretty good until it became massively pay-to-win. So, I mean, it's Games Workshop. We should pretty much anticipate it being massively pay-to-win anyway, shouldn't we? That's what's going to happen. Right, here we go. Are we off on the fishing trawler? Here we go. Neverwinter was good. I liked it. Favorite faction in Age of Sigmar? All right, I'm a boomer, man. So, Cities of Sigmar, Empire troops. Give me those Empire Rifleers. Give me those Empire Spearmen. Don't show me this again. I know what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Okay, that camera is going to get a little bit sickening that it's bobbing up and down consistently. Let's get some fish. Okay, so we are literally just standing waiting here. Yeah, go out on the fishing trawler. Didn't say succeed. It just said go out on the fishing trawler. Sinking boat party. Well, we're all sinking now. I'm just gonna... Yep. Okay, everyone in the party's getting wet, and there's a tentacle. Now it's the kind of party that we're all used to. Fantastic. Everyone's damp, and there's some kind of kraken coming out. Don't clip that. Don't do it. Click camera in the top of the bar to disable the thing. Disable camera motion. Why is that a good idea? Okay, we're all going to go down together. We're all going down at the same time. Not dirty. Not dirty. I'm genuinely talking about sinking into the ocean. It's your minds that are making it happen. Sea of Thieves looks crappier than you remember. This is actually Sea of Thieves on the lowest possible settings. That's a clip for Visa. I've got to be real, the latest Sea of Thieves update does leave a lot to be desired. Especially because, oh yes, we are... Hang on, is that the, They are the floating orbs that take you down into the chasm close by to... Yeah, you need the Sapphire Lantern. Is that the one? Is that the Sapphire Lantern orbs? The one where Juno, the... Okay, we're all in the water. And the swimming animation's about to happen, so... Excellent, we've all Keep your head above water, shipmate. Yeah, right. We've all failed. I'm hoping we're going to go back soon. Yeah, was that it? I believe... Oh, it's the kilowatts. Right. Do I have an Iron Man OSRS account? I do, but this is not it. I'm going to bed now. Can you please tell me a bedtime story? Of course I can. Hang on. Of course I can. Let me Google one right now for you. Okay. I'm going to Google you a... Okay, here we go. I'm going to Google you one right now. See what I can find for you. I will find you one. You said touch the barrel. Climb on barrel. Can't get a grip on it. I can't grip the barrel, guys. I can't do it. It's not happening. Oh, there we go. Now we've climbed onto the barrel. And now I am okay. We've made it to the shore. We're a little bit worse for wear. But in general, we've survived. We've done what we need. Is this on the live server? It is. I'm going to try and find a short story for you. I'm trying to find like a 40k short story about purging heretics. That's what I'm... Where's the nighttime story? We're getting there. All right? Slow it down. Slow it down. We're getting there. Chat GPT. I haven't got that. Do you have to download it? Or is it like a website that you can just go to? Will I ever cover Maple Story? Ooh, maybe. Maybe that's on the list. Maybe it's close to the list. It's not. It's a web service you can log on. Okay, cool. I don't actually have a... do you have like an account or something? They're heavy. Super quick, Josh. Okay, hang on. Let me just get up some kind of short story. Right, I'll make it up. I'll make it up. Once upon a time, there was the littlest space marine. And he was sent on a mission by his commander to purge some heretics. And when he got to the heretics base, he killed everyone. The end. Don't you dare say that I'm not creative. That sounds fake. You sound fake. Shut up. All right? It's a heartwarming story. I cry every time. Every single time. Without fail. Tears. Actual tears. Enter the combat training camp north of West Ardong. Right. I swear to Gothics, I will teleport you to Lumbridge, Josh. Look, Ryu, I'm sorry, mate, but we are... Fine, Ryu. Please take me to the combat training grounds north of West Ardoon. That's where we need to go to. I cry every time. It's lore accurate. ChatGPT takes 30 seconds to make an account. It can do a 40k short story. It probably could, but I don't want to do anything while I'm streaming live because I'm bad at multitasking. Story of the Imperium. Hey, go and die over there. Yeah, that's what it is. The Emperor is... He knows where people should die. He knows what he's doing. Don't question him. Is this loss? Not yet. We can make it loss. I can put things on the screen to make it loss. It's fine. So I will need a rusty sword eventually, which I get from somewhere. But for now, we're going to keep going with the East Ardoon Diary. Enter the combat training camp. I need to complete Biohazard. I've already done that. How does a challenge work again? It's very simple. I need to get a quest cape without feeling like I'm doing any work. That's what I need to do. And at the minute, I don't feel like I'm doing any work. So I'm not running. I'm just following someone. I don't want to grind for items. Just give me them. I don't want to grind for money. Just give me it. I don't want to really spend a lot of effort killing enemies. So if there's stuff in quest that need to be killed, just kill them for me. Yeah, with the amount that I stream, this might take years. Okay, so listen, I had a realization. I need to complete... Hang on, let's have a look. We still have 120 quests to go. And if I stream once a week, and we do one quest a stream, that is 120 weeks. That is just over 2 years until we get this quest cape. But if we do 2 quests a stream, that is 1 year until we get the quest cape. But if we do 4 quests, bear with me, because I'm not a maths teacher, but if we do 4 quests a stream, that is 6 months. But if I have to have a word with Jagex and be like, hey, can you guys not release any quests for the next 6 months? Because I do not want to build up a backlog. I'm catching up as it is. We'll see what happens. 2 quests does sound like a lot of work, but I think we can do 2 to 4 quests a stream. How about that? That sound good to me? Does that sound good to me? What do you think, me? Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Let's do 2 to 4 quests a stream. Have Tyndall Merchant identify a rusty sword. Right, I require a rusty sword. I have 24 pickpocketing. I can get a rusty sword from somewhere. Now I should teleport you to Lumbridge, Ham. Do it. Do it. Send me to Lumbridge. See what I do. Check chat. RD Diary doesn't count. What do you mean, RD Diary doesn't count? I'm not sure what you mean about it not counting. The reason I'm doing the Ardorn Diary is to get the experience lamp to throw onto agility. Darcy, I'm going to follow you. Darcy, could you please walk me to the Ham hideout? Because I need to do the thing. Right, I swear to Guthix. 3 ways. Ham member pickpocketing. Can we get to the Ham members? Don't you need a special key to get in? Hang on. Don't you need a key to get into the Ham member hideout? No. Oh, you pick the lock, don't you? 15 thieving, you pick the lock. I remember. It's all coming back. It's all up there, guys. I am old now. I am old. I was doing my daily stare at myself in the mirror routine, as everyone does, and I noticed a white hair. Not grey. Not grey, no. White. Yeah, pick the lock on this. Let me show you how it's done, boys. You attempt to pick the lock, and it'll be there soon. Now, I'm very much going for the kind of silver fox look. That's the plan. Coco, I'm going to follow you. I'm going to pickpocket some Ham members. I'm guessing the ones that I can pickpocket are further in here. We'll see what we can do. Josh, we're only doing 3 short quests to stream and then 1 or 2 long quests. I think we just play through in order. You know, because a lot of it sounds like a lot of work. Also, I can't get caught by a guard pickpocketing. I need a rusty sword, don't I? Let's just... Got it. Done. Straight away. After watching Dark Vipers and JXC's video on reaction streamers, I appreciate you even more. Oh, thank you very much. The entertainment you provide is incredible. Hope one day I have the chance to go to Insomnia and meet you IRL. Hey, if you come to Insomnia, I will try and be there pretty much all the time. The next Insomnia I will definitely be at again, and I'm more than happy to talk to everyone. Okay, cool. So I got a sword immediately. Do you only need 1? Now, there is a 1 in 96 chance this will fail, because the sword might be nothing. But we'll teleport to RD. I need 40 more coins. And Tyndall Merchant. Where is Tyndall Merchant? He is... Location. He's in Port Khazard. I see where he is. Okay, cool. We know. Darcy, you know where he is. So I'll follow you. I need 40 more coins if somebody... You're doing too much. Thank you. That's a good point. I am thinking too much. There is a tiny chance it fails, 1 in 96, that the sword ends up being nothing. And it's unlikely that will happen, but let's just see if that is the case. Right, someone else. It took me 2 hours to get a rusty sword, and I got it in the second one. Is it okay if I watch your latest? Was it good? Yes, I give you permission. It's fine. My hair joke is being checked by a mod. Good. As all jokes should be, to make sure they are good enough to make me laugh. But no, there's actually been a lot of information about reaction content coming out recently. 2 major YouTubers made some interesting videos on them, and one of them said something that I didn't even think of, because it's so obvious when you think about it, but I almost couldn't see the wood for the trees kind of thing. I was in the forest trying to spot a tree. He said when someone makes a reaction to a video, there are now effectively 2 versions of that video. One of them contains the original creator and a reactor, and is longer. Which means of these 2 versions, YouTube is often going to prioritize the longer one simply because it can show you more adverts on it. And when you have 2 versions of the same video, YouTube prioritizes the one that serves it best, not necessarily the one that serves the audience best. And I thought that's a really good... Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it. You're effectively doubling up on content. Yeah, there are 2 versions. The story is in the wrong order. What's that? Your content is perfect to fall asleep to. I mean, that's a compliment. Oh, thank you. I have often thought about... just doing, like, reading boring stuff for people to fall asleep to. Like ASMR channel. You have a 3-hour reaction video. Yes, I do. That was my almost meta way of rebelling against the reaction meta. The reason I don't find reactions that interesting is because if everyone's just reacting to everything, then no one's creating anything original. And it's this, you know how we've got just endless Marvel movies, endless superhero movies, endless, procedural crime dramas on TV. It's because it's a very formulaic, easy way to do something. What the hell am I looking at? What? Mulicious, and Mulicious with the pet 3 times. Okay, that's weird, but I appreciate it. Random wiki ASMR. You're not against React stuff though, right? Mysteria, it's more complicated than being for it or against it. It's how much positivity does the React add to the original? Because if you are a very small channel that nobody's heard of and you have made something incredibly high quality, and the reason that no one is watching it is simply because YouTube isn't pushing it, that's quite a starting a dance routine. Oh, I see. Yeah, if the reason is that YouTube just isn't pushing it, then being reacted to by a big channel can be a huge boost. If you are a big channel that has already been established, someone reacting to your video is essentially just taking your work and using the effort that you've put in to create content for themselves. It's much more complicated than that. What if the YouTube made it so all the views on the React video? Oh yeah, that was one of the ideas. Have the ad revenue that the React creates sent to the original. Yeah, that's a potential. That is, again, it's a debate that's far more complicated than yes or no. And there are solutions that will hopefully make everyone happy with it. Asmon said if a creator doesn't want the videos reacted to, he won't do it. That seems like a good way to do it. That's very true, Cryptic. Another problem with that, though, is that the vast majority of a video's income and views are generated within the first 2 to 3 days, sometimes up to the first week. So if someone spends absolutely ages creating a video and puts it out there, the first 2 to 3 days of that video existing will be the vast majority of its views, provided you have an established viewer base. If you haven't been discovered yet, it will just sit in obscurity and then get view boosted eventually. But if someone reacts to that video and then puts that out onto their channel, and the original person finds it within, say, 1 or 2 weeks, what you then need to say is, hey, can you take that down? And if they take that down, that doesn't actually affect them that much, because the income that it's generated within that first week is still so much greater than anything else that person could have done within the week. I could just react to everything, simply wait for people to ask me to take it down and take it down. As long as my reaction's up longer than 48 hours, then I would still massively benefit from them putting the effort in to make it. I'm pretty sure Asmon said he'd give the income from it too. He did not say that, Georgie. He said he would happily remove videos if you asked, and he would not repost them. It's his editor, Cat Danny, that puts all the stuff up, but the income specifically goes to Asmon from those videos, or goes to Cat Danny, I believe, from those videos. It's all very unregulated. That's a good way of putting it out. It's very unregulated. Asmon Gold sent some money his way after Asmon reacted to his video. I mean, if you did that to the Mad Show, it is great. Mad Season, sorry, is a phenomenally talented creator, and if that was the arrangement they had, fantastic to them, but I don't know that, so I can't comment on that. What if they refuse to take it down? Oh, then you can just do a strike on it if you need to, but that's very extreme. I would much prefer that we deal with... Can we just give sword? Give sword, Tyndall Merchant. You don't seem to have enough money. Can somebody give me 40 coins, please? I would much rather we deal with, people directly and not get the authorities of YouTube involved. Because, I mean, you've seen that YouTube just take down channels randomly. I wouldn't ever want to be responsible for bringing the ire of YouTube onto anyone's channel, whether it's a big channel or a small channel, simply because I just don't trust that automated system, to be fair. So I would much rather be able to deal with it in a calm and rational way with whoever's channel it is. And I think most people, and I've said this before, most people who get big on YouTube do, hey, it's a bronze longsword, fantastic, they have at least a level of understanding of being decent people. There is, yeah, I wouldn't do that. I think one of the interesting ways to look at it is, and I've said this before, there is a level of success that being an arsehole will get you to. There is a level of success that just blind confidence will absolutely take you to. But to get beyond that, you need to be a reasonable, rational, decent person. Right, let's see what the next thing is to do. Ardoon. The next thing is use the Ardoon lever to teleport to the wilderness. Okay, cool. So we're going to bank. Coco, could you please walk me to a bank? Because I am not teleporting to the wilderness carrying anything. Because one of you will kill me. One of you, absolutely, without a doubt, will kill me. Now, it feels like it takes someone who's a balance of both. Absolutely. The vast majority of... There have been studies done. And the vast majority of CEOs are psychopaths. It's true. Not just like, oh, this guy's a bit weird, but actual 100% they are psychotic. And I would say that unfortunately is a need. I look like a bot. Ryu, could you walk me to the wilderness lever, please? I would say one of the reasons that the level of psychopaths increases when you go to these levels of responsibility in jobs is the vast majority of people, no idea where it is. Darcy, I'll trust you. The vast majority of normal people just don't want these jobs. You've got to be slightly psychotic to be able to go from making multi-million-pound deals to firing someone to talking about the weather to immediately not caring about any of the fallout of any of your decisions. It's this huge seesaw, this roller coaster of emotions, positive and negative, and an average, normal, well-rounded, if you will, person would struggle to make a lot of the horrible calls that people in positions of power have to make. There's definitely a spectrum to the psychopathy of people who have positions of power. The old saying is, anyone who desires power should in no way be allowed to have it. The problem with that is people that don't desire power don't go for positions of power. Sometimes someone who doesn't want it gets given it. And that's when you get to see the real measure of a man. That's when you get to see, right, what is this person going to do with it? I've always said if you want to see who someone really is, give them a small amount of power. Because whether they abuse it to feel like a big man themselves, I say man in like a gender-neutral way, it's just the way that I've been brought up. But if someone abuses it to make themselves feel like a big man, then they have a huge deal of insecurity that they're covering up with. If someone uses the power that they've got to improve someone else's life to make them better, great, good way of doing it. I mean, I used to work in retail, and I was a retail manager for a while, and I had to look after the warehouse and look after the shop, and we had a crew that worked in the warehouse, and all I would do is put my head round and go, is there anything you guys need? Anything you guys need at all? And if I can get something they need, fantastic, I'll get it to them. Apart from that, I'll go away. That's all I need to do. Kiwi, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome to the stream, everyone from Kiwi's channel. Kiwi, I hope you are doing lovely today. We miss you. Hopefully you'll get a chance to come back to Insomnia. How's your stream gone? What have you been up to? But yeah, we're talking about the idea of people in positions of power being psychotic. And unfortunately, sometimes it's even beneficial. I mean, have you ever... It's much more rare, but have you ever been in a position, I'm going to pull this lever, send myself to the wilderness, and hopefully not die? Yes, I am brave. Let's do this. Into the wilderness we go. Here we are. I've unlocked an absolute ton of music tracks among us. Have you got a massive, massive sword just in case? That's all right. We'll pull this lever. Can we use the lever again? Yeah, we can. Sweet. All right, cool. We're off. And we're back and we're safe. Have any of you ever been in a position where someone in a position of power has actually used a more kind of psychotic approach to benefit you? Because unfortunately, a lot of these kind of more psychotic focuses on the use of power must have a benefit to someone. Otherwise, they wouldn't end up being as popular as they are. So I've had times when bosses have absolutely gone to bat for me. They've really helped out, and they've thrown their power around in a way that massively helps me. And I'm sat there thinking, I'm glad I'm on your side. You know, I'm glad that you are using this crazy confidence, this almost level of psycho that you've got to benefit us. Is there any example of altruism or just pure kindness of getting someone into a position of power? This is a really interesting thing. If someone does something altruistic, as in they donate money, they support a good cause, but they do it in pursuit of recognition and the benefits that would bring, is that still altruism or is that selfish? This is a really complicated way. In fact, there's a really interesting story, actually. View Alex Hunter Emporium in Yanil. Okay, Darcy, could you please walk me to Yanil? So there's a really interesting story. I think it's an old a Jewish fable, and it's one of the local village elders says that they want to donate a lot of money to an orphanage. And they go and speak to the rabbi about this, and the rabbi says, great idea, think about it, go and do it. Think about your reasons for doing this. And the gentleman goes away and thinks about it and comes back weeks later and says, I actually only realized I was doing this for purely selfish reasons, and I'm no longer going to do that because I know that I was only donating the money to make myself feel good. And the rabbi replied, do you think the orphans care? So that's another one. If you are only donating something or being altruistic or doing something good out of a selfish desire for your own, validation, should that stop you when the people you're helping would still be helped by it? Can you be an egotistical altruist? And philosophers have debated this for centuries, guys, absolutely years. It's been ridiculous that people have not come to an answer on this, because this is what we're talking about is the core of human nature here. Is anything ultimately ever selfish? I mean, one thing that I want to do is I would love to be in a position where I could help fund some local amateur dramatics theatre. And the reason for this is I've been involved in amateur dramatics theatre for a lot of my life, and I've seen so many productions suffer because of lack of funding, whether it's government local funding, whether it's the people involved, the kids or the parents donating money to a cause, raising money for this. I mean, I've been in shows and the kids have had amazing times, but the problem is that we haven't had the money to buy them costumes. We haven't been able to rent microphones for them. And sometimes you've only had, 50 quid, £100. You could turn on Run when you're not busy. Darcy, Run is on now. So I've been in amateur dramatics companies and I've been in meetings, and the director has said, we need to build a set for this show for the kids. And unfortunately, the materials for this set are going to cost us £200. We don't have £200 within the budget. So everyone has had to voluntarily... Oh, I think we're just in... Is it just go to your nil? No, it's... Where's the one? It's View Alex Hunter Emporium. The Hunter Emporium, please, Darcy. I'll come back to the bank and re-gear for a quest soon. But I've been involved in amateur dramatic stuff where we've said, we haven't got £200 to build this stuff. We've got to have people's labour, volunteers being pulled in. You've got to spend endless nights trying to source cardboard, paintbrushes, wood, costumes, all that kind of stuff. It would be so much more beneficial if some random, supporter of theatre just walked up and said, hey, here's some money, go and put a show on. That'd be great. And I would love to be in a position in the future to be able to do that. However, this is another internal question, another internal struggle. And I've very much made it a point with myself to not hide how I feel about a lot of these situations from you guys, because if I didn't have an audience, I wouldn't have a job. A lot of people support me on Patreon in order to facilitate the creation of the videos, to facilitate me turning down sponsorships. And oh my God, I have been able to turn down so many sponsorships, thankfully, because of the Patreon support. If I suddenly turned around to a local Amdram group and I'm like, hey, you guys need some money, here's 200 quid, go and do what you want with it. Would they support that? How much loyalty do I owe the Patreons to only use the money for the creation of the content that they want, compared to creating the content which sustains the channel and using any benefits of that to altruistically support arts in the community? That is a question that I still don't know the answer to. I don't think any of us will know the answer to. It's a complicated way of doing it. Charity stream for this kind of thing and then do that with the money. Hell yeah, we could do that at some point. That could be interesting. Use a poll to determine the ratio. Yeah. Patreon of the show, then make a video about the show could work. There's a way to do it. There's definitely an interesting balance of this to find somewhere. I don't know what it is. Now, view Alex Hunter Emporium. Is this Alex Hunter Emporium? Alec? Oh, you just... Right, just trade. Okay, cool. Just trade. And the last one is, check what pets you have insured with Probita in Ardoon. Check what pets I have insured. I am going to follow Darcy, because Darcy knows what they are doing. Darcy, could we please return to the pet place in Ardoon? Simple, you give us joy, bring something that gives you joy. As long as you're doing your due diligence and video making, you should... It's interesting. It is so interesting. I love... because it's that dissonance between what you're paying for, what you're getting, what's it being used for. I don't think patron supporters should expect their funds to be directly invested into production. We give you money, so you don't have to worry about making a full-time job. I mean, I'm going to be real. The amount of emails that I've got recently over mobile game adverts, and don't get me wrong, these are absurd amounts of money that they're offering, which makes me replying no much funnier every time. But I've had people come to me and been like, you're an absolute goddamn idiot for not taking that. And I've said, think about this long term. Because again, it's a long-term thing. Because I like to think that I'm not a fool. But if I don't consider every eventuality, every point, that would be foolish in itself. If I were to take a sponsorship, yes, that would be a large, instant lump sum of money. But that would annoy people who have supported the philosophy that I've created videos with for a long time, and therefore they would unsubscribe from the Patreon, they would unsubscribe from YouTube Premium, they would unsubscribe from Twitch, and over a long enough time period, the money lost from that continued support would become greater than the lump sum gained from taking the sponsorship. Which means it's a financially sound decision to just create content that people like in a way they like it. It sounds so simple when you say it that way, but I've had so many business meetings when I used to work in, the big world of real business, of people sitting down being like, how can we trick our customers into giving us more money? How can we convince people? Where should we put the adverts? How should we make the store smell? What can we do to manipulate profits? And I kind of just thought, why don't you just make a good product in a way that people enjoy supporting over a long time period? I understand that it's not going to be the best, money short term, but it's going to be consistent, and it's going to at least, work. Long time. There we go. It's a very simple way of doing it. Make a product that people like, allow them to support you in a way that they agree with, and do that for a long time. And the reason that people don't do that is exactly as you've put in the chat, it's harder than tricking people. It's very easy to trick someone. It's very hard to convince someone that they have been tricked. Right, we need to go to the 2 points at the Flying Horse Inn. So, Coco, could you please walk me to the Flying Horse Inn, wherever that is? Thank you. Hello, lovely people. Hope you're having a great weekend. We are having a good weekend. We're talking about some really deep stuff here. Yeah, reminds me of your philosophy towards short-term, long-term rewards in MMOs. Long-term rewards can work. In theory, accepting those sponsorships would be shooting yourself in the foot, because Patreon members would leave. I would then need to accept more sponsorships in the future to make up for this, and it would just swell. But this is a very important thing as well. I need people to understand that I am in no way speaking negatively about any content creator that does accept any sponsorships that go their way. More power to them. Take the money, spend it on what you like. Live the life you want to live. I watch a load of YouTubers, and lots of them have sponsored segments in their videos. There is no negativity toward those people whatsoever. It's just not something that I personally vibe with well enough to want to do it all the time. I mean, I'll take the Guild Wars 2 stuff. I'll take the RuneScape stuff. I'll take the Albion Online stuff, games that I play. Because it's very important to me that if someone walks up to me and says, hey, you did a sponsorship for this, can you stand by them? It's very important to me that I can say yes. So I only try and take stuff that I can stand by. Interesting. We pay for a Patreon Twitch sub because we enjoy it. Lamilia, invest in your content, but if you continue putting up video stream, continue to support it. That's the way I see it. I don't see it as anything more complicated than that. I have a very old, apparently an old school way of looking into business, which is create something people like. You know how I dislike that? I think this comes back to it. You know how I very much dislike that MMOs try and trick you into spending money with microtransaction shops, and I dislike battle passes, and I dislike, 1 week pre-order editions, and I dislike the proprietary currency. And the reason I dislike all of this is simply because it is attempting to manipulate you to give more money to the company. And they're putting effort not into creating the best content, but into getting the most out of you. I very much like it when a game says, here is a game, if you like it, here is how you can give us money, and we will make more game. Old School RuneScape is not even free of this. There are bonds. I'm not a massive fan of Old School RuneScape bonds. I totally get why they're in them, but I can't always defend them, and I wouldn't even try to defend them. What I very much like, for example, Vampire Survivors. Vampire Survivors. Here's a game, give us money, here's the whole game. Fantastic. What a brilliant, brilliant way of doing it. Oh, you made 2 sequels. Fantastic. I'll buy both of them. The reason I'll buy both of them pretty much immediately is because you've made more of what I wanted, you've charged a fair price for it, here is some more money. Fantastic. I approach making content in the same way that I would want someone to approach making a game and monetizing it. I will make the content. If you like the content, give what you can. I'll make more. You might not be in a position where you can give any. Not a problem. There are no premium videos. There's no premium special, subs-only Twitch streams. There's nothing else there. Just make a product, put it out there. Seems to work. And I'm going to keep doing it. And people call me old for it. But I'm going to keep doing it because it works for me and it's simple. And I'm very simple, smooth brain YouTuber. Don't think super complicated stuff. Someone said to me yesterday, I was talking to a business guru. And they were like, so Josh, what do your Patreons get? Do they get early access to videos? They get, special things? They get nothing. Okay, what do you mean nothing? He could not understand. He could not get his mind around that. I'm like, they just like the fact that I don't take sponsorships. And they like the videos, and sometimes people have got £1 a week, £1 a month spare. Makes them happy. Keeps the dogs fed. And it blew his mind that I don't think that he could understand that there was a transaction that was that simple. But anyway, let's use the antique lamp. Let's use it on agility, because that's what the game has told me to use it on. Agility is now level 33. We can now do the log balance, and we also have an Ardoon cloak, which unfortunately sits in the same slot as the parrot. So Ryu, could you please walk me to the bank? And I'm going to get the parrot back out. Big fan of your videos. Want to know what the process was for making the long-form analysis videos like Baldur's Gate and how you worked on writing to produce that quality. Red, first of all, thank you for being a first-time chatter. It's lovely to have you here. I will tell you, the way that I was able to make good videos was for a long time making very bad videos. That's the best way to do it. I made good videos by being terrible for a long, long time. So your 50th script might be quite good. Your first one will be bad, but you have to write the first one to get to the 50th. So I wrote a script, and I watched it, and I watched my own videos, and I'm like, that's bad. But why is it bad? Maybe it's too slow. Maybe it's not analytical enough. Maybe it's too analytical. There are areas to improve here. So I went to people that I watch on YouTube. I reached out. I'm like, hey, what am I doing wrong? And I listened to the advice. And eventually, I became slightly better. I started off terrible at making good videos. Then I got okay at making okay videos, and now I think I'm okay at making quite good videos. That's pretty much it. But my process mostly is play a game, write down everything of any relevance, and then work out whether it's worth putting that into a sentence in a script or not. Yeah, fail fast, fail hard, fail better, man. Make enough garbage, it piles up and gets you onto a pedestal. Everyone sees the guy juggling plates. No one sees the piles of smashed plates behind them. That's what it is. Everyone sees your success. No one sees your trials and tribulations to get to that success. So if you want to see that success, fail hard, fail fast, fail as many times as you possibly can. I would rather work with someone who has failed more times than they can possibly remember, because when I say, hey, we should do this, they'll be able to say to me, no, we shouldn't, because, and then they'll give me a reason why that would fail. Okay, fantastic. What if he was using plastic plates? Coward. Only juggle with porcelain plates. Josh, as a seasoned, well-versed we are old gamers. It's true. Good start there. It is true. What would I say was the best era for games? Though everything internally screams 90s, I think 2007, 2014 was the pinnacle of gaming. Oh, the era of games. How... Within all of human history, like, how big can we go? Like, if we're talking about the... all of human history, because human history is a couple of 100,000 years, I think. I can never quite remember when prehistory begins, but if we're looking at the lifespan of the Earth, then the best kind of gaming time, if you will, has probably been the last 100 years. If we're looking at the history of the entire Earth, I would say the last 100 years have probably given us some of the best games. And if we want to narrow it down even more, the last 50? The last 30? I mean, when I say, oh, the last 20... Hang on, this is going to make me really sad. If I was to say the last 20 years have been the best gaming years, that actually only takes us back to 2003. Which means if 2000... What games came out in 2002? Ah, Time Splitters 2, Warcraft 3, Super Mario Sunshine, Splinter Cell. Oh no, if I were to say the last 20 years of gaming are good, we actually don't get to include Warcraft 3. That's bad. The last 30 years of gaming takes us back to what, 1992? Which means we don't get any of the 1991 games, which means if I was to say the last 30 years of gaming, then that excludes everything from 1991 prior. That means we don't get Street Fighter 2, we don't get Sonic the Hedgehog, we don't get Battletoads. You know, I'm not even considering a possible time period that doesn't give us Battletoads. Unacceptable. Someone's like, oh god, can you please stop? Horse Armor was in 2006. Was Horse Armor the end of the good period or the start of the bad period? Because I think Horse Armor was like a moment. You know, it was definitely a moment. I seem to recall that there's an interesting moment in science. It was when they were inventing sweeteners, some kind of sucralose sweeteners, the fake sugar stuff. And I'm sure I remember a scientist passing it to another one. I was reading about this in school. And what the scientist said was, test this, as in test it for, like, you know, acidity, pH balance, stuff like that. But what the person given it heard was, taste this. So they tasted it. And they went, yeah, it's really sweet. And that's when they discovered that it was both non-toxic and really sweet. And so they invented or developed a sweetener at that point. And that moment was when kind of like a mistake happened that led to the world we have now, everything being full of sweetener. Was the horse armor the mistake that people sat back, looked at, and they went, actually we're onto something here. This is big. This is actually big. Was that the moment? I think it may have been. Let me just... mirrored sugar is non-toxic but impossible to process for us. I see. I don't know that much about that much, but I know that sweeteners and sugars are not always the best things to have lots of, so I try and avoid them as and when I can. That being said, I did have a cream egg for breakfast, so I'm probably not the best authority to tell people what they can and cannot do with their time and what they should and shouldn't put into their bodies. Because I try not to be hypocritical. I can sit here and wax poetical about what you should do with your body, and then I just go and do the exact opposite. So, no, just do whatever you want to do, really. Did I have it on toast? I didn't. I just ripped the cover off it and just shoved it all in my face like an animal. That's what I did. Where's my cabbage shield? I know there's a search function that I might need to use. There it is. Withdraw one cabbage shield, and we've got that equipped. Okay, so we've got everything equipped. We can bank stuff. What is the next quest? We've done the Ardoon short diary. Oh, fantastic. Okay, brilliant. Oh, this is going to be fun. The next quest is Rag and Bone Man. Now, some of you will know Rag and Bone Man. Riot MMO, you got me in trouble with... What did I get you in trouble with, Riot MMO? I'm also hoping you're the actual Riot MMO. I'm excited for Dune Part 2. I still haven't seen Dune Part 1. I'm sorry. I am... Right, look, to fill you guys in on how far behind I am on films, I haven't seen the second Avengers. Was it... What was the first one was The Avengers, and the second one was Civil War? And after Civil War, it was not Endgame. There was Age of Ultron. That was it, Age of Ultron. I haven't seen Age of Ultron. That was it. The last major film that I watched in the cinema was the Dungeons and Dragons film, and that was because I was invited to watch it. Anything beyond that that requires me to actually, you know, put my own effort in and go and see it, no, way far behind on that. You're not really missing anything. Yeah. Dune Part 1 is good, Avengers is... Okay, right, we will try. I'll try Dune at some point. Right, we need to get some stuff. So I need 8 pots, 8 coins, 8 pots, 8 logs, tinderbox, and a light source. I've got some of this. So I can take a tinderbox. Do I have any pots? I've got 4, so I'll get more than those. I need some logs. Let me grab some logs. Light source. A lantern is highly preferred. Okay, let me just grab a lantern if I have one. I've got a bullseye lantern. I don't even know if I can light that, to be honest. Can I light a bullseye lantern? Nope, I am not a high enough fire making level for this. I need some kind of light source. So, candle... Okay, wow, we've got a twisted cane and a lit black candle. That's not... You know, why am I doing this? You guys can just give me some stuff. Why am I putting effort into this? Teleport runes, dig site pendulum, Draman staff. I like how the recommended stuff on the Kitty Cat says, give me the lantern. Hang on, Kitty Cat. Let me just add you as a friend so I can see where you are in the world. Let me just sort this out. Can you trade a lit bullseye lantern? I don't know if you can. I'll give you both the things. Let me see if I can. Why am I doing this? The question every OSRS player has. I don't know if you... First of all, you've got a little Jad pet, which looks awesome. I don't know if you can actually trade that lit lantern back. I don't think you can. Have I just been scammed for my bullseye lantern? Oh, guys. And it was on stream and everything. Just got scammed. Scammed for the bullseye lantern. Hang on. That's a cat. Can you hear that? No, she's good. I can't trade it. Can you extinguish it? Oh, guys, I've just, scammed live. Oh, quick, someone tweet at Modash. That's what we need. Oh, thank God, they felt guilty. They felt guilty. What just happened? 1 lumberyard teleport. Guys, don't tell them we're about to scam them for a lumberyard teleport. Noob! Scammed for a lumberyard teleport. Boom! Oh, we just increased our net worth by 6. Biggest plot twist. Well, 9,000 if we're buying on the GE, but 6 if we're going to high alk it. Fantastic. We just increased our net worth. Beautiful stuff. A whole 6. Good. I have no idea what happened. I got some items taken off me. I got some items given back to me. We've made some money. It's been good. Now, I think I need food for this. I think I need food. Spiny helmet. I'm just going to use the wall trick. That's fine. But food in general, I've got sharks for. So we'll take a couple of sharks. Do we need anti-poison? I'll take some antidotes. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, cool. Right, let's do this. Where are we going to? Rag and Bone Man, where does it start? Rag and Bone Man, speak to the old man at the northern pass in Silvaria. Oh, I know, that's near Varrock, isn't it? Right, I will teleport to Varrock. I use the bank again, and then I'll just wait for someone there. Teleport tablets. Let's just grab some Varrocks and pop over. Alright, cool. I'm eating Varrock. Am I AJ3's more beautiful brother? I am not. I also, unfortunately, am an uncultured swine and do not know who AJ3 is. I'm going to have to Google them. I've got some chocolate, have I? Hello, Josh. Quick question. Ever thought about doing acting? Have you been asked to or contacted to do so? So, before I was a YouTuber, I was actually trying to get into the world of acting. And Darcy, by the way, thank you for walking me all the way there. I can run as well. So before I was doing YouTube, I was in the world of acting, or at least trying to be, and I found minor success within theatre. I was able to pay bills. I was teaching acting in various places, both high school, college, university, or independent troupe kind of level, and I enjoyed it very much. I had a good time, and I would love to go back into acting. Unfortunately, it's extremely risky. It's not many people find success. Even if you do find success, if you will, it's sometimes not enough to retire on. You have to be a jobbing actor forever. And trying to be a jobbing actor which is someone who moves from job to pay the bills, means I would not have any time to create content. I would effectively have to give up the YouTube and the Twitch, which I am simply not willing to do because I love YouTube and Twitch and I want to keep going it. YouTube and Twitch is a full-time job. If you want to turn it into a job instead of just a hobby, you are doing it all the time. I mean, I've been editing that Silent Bomber video all day. What will I do next? Well, I'll probably do another worst MMO ever. I tend to alternate between the channels. What's going to be next on the Was It Good, the JoshStrifePlays channel? I'm thinking Jade Cocoon. I'm thinking maybe Nightmare Creatures. I'm thinking maybe Alundra. I'm thinking possibly... What's a good PS2 game for it? We could redo Dino Crisis again. That'd be fine. Myst is an interesting one to look into it. Oh, Spartan Total Warrior. I loved Spartan Total Warrior. That was a good one. Oh, Death Trap Dungeon. So Death Trap Dungeon is incredibly difficult. I love Death Trap Dungeon. Fly for Fun. Yep, that's going to be on there eventually. Jade Cocoon is saying yes. Any plans to do Knights of the Old Republic? Again, yes. Wouldn't you say becoming a content creator was a more risky move than sticking to be an actor? So, Paya, what I was doing was I was actually working lots of jobs while I was trying to follow the acting dream. I was working as a host in a trampoline park. I was bouncing around and hosting parties. I've worked retail in various toy shops. I've done warehouse work, manual labor stuff, and I was doing all of this stuff while I was chasing the acting dream. And what would happen is, at the end of an audition, at the end of an acting scene, whether it was a paid acting job, an unpaid acting job that I was doing for exposure, I would come home at the end of the day and I'd always have like 2 or 3 hours to relax and chill and just kind of unwind before I was able to fall asleep. So I would play games. I would play video games and I would play MMORPGs and I would watch guides because I'd be thinking, right, I've only got like 2 hours to play. I want to play efficiently. Yeah, I was unfortunately taken in by the cult of efficiency. But the guides I was watching weren't really helping me as much as I wanted them to, so I started trying to make my own guides. So when I was starting YouTube, it wasn't a risk because I wasn't losing anything to it. I only actually stopped using all of I predict 7 years for the Quest Cape. Yeah, that'll happen. I was actually not risking that much because I was able to make the YouTube videos around everything else. I only stopped doing everything else when the income from YouTube and Patreon and Twitch was equal to the regular job. And I'm like, right, there's something here. I can do this full time now. It's a risk, but I'm going to go for it. And ironically, you often don't get into acting by just being discovered. Hardcore Warframe player, kind of want to get into RuneScape old school. Is it worth it or is it just a museum? Oh no, old school RuneScape's one of the most active, still played MMORPGs. You've lost time, which wasn't that valuable considering what I was doing. Yeah, pretty much. So the route into performing used to be very much be a good actor and you'll be discovered. Unfortunately, the route into performing now is very much who you know, not what you know. I still firmly believe the greatest actor of all time will probably never be discovered because the vast majority of people in the world simply won't ever get a chance to act. And it sounds horrible, but it's just a statistics game. You know, if you were to take 1 million people, chances are the top 10% of those actors within that 1 million people will not be in a life position to go and act on stage. They won't be picked up by an agency, they won't be found. I mean, statistically, the greatest actor who's ever lived would have been from China or India, simply based on the density of people that those places have. And then when you look at the fact that the Chinese and Indian film culture is very, very family-based, as in there are a couple of families at the very top echelons who bring their friends and family in to make films, the vast majority of people, regular, normal, everyday people, will not get that chance. And this is linking back to why earlier I said that I feel so damn strongly about wanting to support local Amdram theatre, because it gives people that chance. And I was lucky enough to walk into an amateur dramatics company, audition for it, get a decent role, and then be spotted by a teacher and them bring me to teach for them. That was fantastic. I very much loved that, but it took a hell of a long time to get there. We have been raided by Zara with a party of 445. Thank you very much, Zara. Welcome to the stream, everyone from the raid. If you are expecting hardcore, high-level RuneScape gameplay, there are other streams. If you want a middle-class English guy to just go off and rant about theatre, about life, about philosophy, about stuff, yeah, stay on, listen. We can definitely do that. We're talking about acting. I'm playing what I call a lazy man mode, or a streamer man mode, if you will. If you're new to the stream, allow me to explain how this works. A lot of old school RuneScape accounts are phenomenally. Kill a giant rat south of Varrock. All right, cool. Darcy, please walk me to a giant rat south of Varrock. So basically, a lot of old school RuneScape accounts limit what they can do. They limit the items they can use, the locations they can go to, the stuff they can do. It's incredibly entertaining to watch someone limit themselves. I'm doing the opposite, okay? I'm a streamer. I shouldn't work. I shouldn't do any effort. That's wrong. I'm not an Iron Man. I'm the opposite. Hey, you guys are carrying me. I'm not walking anywhere. I'm just following people. I'm not an Iron Man. I don't want to kill enemies. You kill them. Give me the items. I am seeing if we can effectively get a quest cape by me offloading the majority of the work onto you. And Hurt says, put the 3 hairs on your forehead back. All in good time. All in good time. They'll come back. See, there's 2 already there. All right? They very, very slow. I need to kill them for the quest drop. God's sake. I'll do everything myself. Shall I? Everything myself. Yeah, effectively, I'm trying to turn old school RuneScape into an idle game. That's what I'm doing. All right, cool. So we've got Giant Rat Bone. Fantastic. Next up is Kill a Unicorn southeast of Varrock. Darcy, please walk me to the unicorns. But why isn't there an auto-clicker? I'm still doing some work. You know, I'm still trying to do some things. But we're talking about acting. And the question was, why don't I look back into acting? And this was all looping around into a big conversation. So basically, the best way to get into acting now is to have someone who knows you and wants you to be involved in acting. Ironically, through being involved in YouTube and Twitch, I now have a much greater chance at being cast in something than I ever would have had. Oh, I'm glad that I hit the unicorn for 1 vengeance damage, because we had the vengeance added before we went into the wilderness. See? Planned. Planned right there. But no, I just wiped it. Oh no, the 3 hairs are back on my forehead. Oh, you've won. You've won now. We've got to do that. Hardest working streamer be like, just tell other people what to do. We want the unicorn bone. All right, unicorn bone. Next one. Kill a bear southeast of Varrock. Ryu, please walk me to a bear. I now have more chance of being cast in something because of my kind of success on YouTube and Twitch than I ever would of just auditioning around cities. It's awful, unfortunately. But that's true. It's very much true. I mean, yeah, I'm fighting the bear, that's fine. I mean, you guys must know that there are... Oh my god, what's that? There's a YouTube channel. I think Danny Gonzalez did a video on it. It was either Danny Gonzalez or it was one of the other ones in that kind of group. And they use Instagram stars and they use TikTok stars and tween Twitter stars or whatever, and they make terrible TV shows. What is it? There's a whole... I'm just Mr. Dwarf. It might be Jubilee, I'm not sure. There's a whole thing. There was a whole channel on YouTube that exists to work as a de facto TV station that makes shows. Kitty Cat, I'm going to follow you. Can you please walk me to a ram south of Varrock? There's a ram somewhere. It's too far for me to walk. It might be Brat TV, it might be something like that. But no, it's terrible. They take... Do you remember Musically? Remember Musically? When you would find good-looking people lip-syncing to other people singing. In fact, Kira TV has an amazing video on the rise and fall of Milli Vanilli, and the idea that actually the front men who were the lookers of the group were not the singers. You get a lot of people on Musically who look, very stereotypically attractive, very classically handsome, classically pretty, and they voice over, they mouth, they pretty much mime over clips of films and songs. And some people have actually said to them, "Oh my god, you're so good at acting. You should be an actor. What acting? They're just opening and closing their mouth to mimic the sounds or the positions that you think the sounds would have been made from somebody who's already made them. This is not art. This is the opposite of art. This is the derivative of art. You're not acting. Acting is about feeling emotions. You're not feeling anything. You're taking what anyone else has taken and then pretending you did it without any of the background stuff that makes it important or interesting. Ah, we have art at home. It's a simulacrum of art. Thank you for using the word simulacrum as well. I appreciate that. Where was that written? August. I appreciate when people use the word simulacrum because simulation and simulacra was one of the books that I wrote my dissertation on. Thank you. See? I appreciate that. It's like saying Eren Yeager's a good actor. Let's not say good things about Eren Yeager. Okay? There's a line. I don't want to cross it. Let's take the goblin skull. Got a goblin skull. Enter the hole. Oh, to the Lumbridge Swamp Caves. Okay, cool. Right, before I enter the hole, I'm going to need a rope. So, let's... Darcy, could you please run me back to the bank? Because I need to bank some of these things. This is what all those streamers do when showing and reacting to other streamers. It's the lowest of the... Hey, thank you, Zach Frosty. Simulation and Simulacra is the book that Neo hides the money in when he takes the kind of disc out at the start. And that book is written by French philosopher Jean Baudrillard, and that is the entire book that I wrote my dissertation on because he has the phrase, the desert of the real, which is all about the idea that anything within a performative nature is itself a representation of the thing it is, as well as being the thing it is, existing in both real space and unreality at the same time. Don't get me started on representational acting or performance because we will be here a while. Okay? There will be a quiz. I will get an overhead projector. I will turn RuneScape off. We are learning right now. This is a listening stream from now on. You are going to sit down and you are going to learn things. That's what's going to happen. Please start. Can we make a PowerPoint? Learning Pog. No, I'm not. Frustratingly, they make money from it. I know. Make it 4 quests a day, huh? Look, Ray, don't call me out on this. Don't call me out. I just entered the stream as I wanted to see what RuneScape was like, and now I have no bloody idea what I've entered. All right, Crit, sit down, get a notepad out. When you walk into a theatre, everything you experience... Ignore RuneScape for the time being. We'll get back to RuneScape. When you walk into a theatre, everything you experience, all of the human experience itself, the sights, the sounds, the smells, the people that are there, the uniforms the staff are wearing, the posters for what you're about to see, every single thing you experience is part of the show itself, even though it isn't part of the show. It's part of your memory of the show because it's part of the journey that you are going on, the event within your life that the show is the main part of. Therefore, everything related around the event should also be tailored to improve the show, not just the show itself. This is a study called phenomenology. The idea that the phenomenon is not simply the event that you see, but every memory that you have of the process to the event. Where have you gone? Come back. Okay, we'll get back to RuneScape. It's fine. Kitty Cat wishes to trade with me. Let me bank some stuff first. Makes sense. Is this the backstory for the current quest? This is the backstory for all of RuneScape. I zoned out a bit. Can you repeat that? No. Go back on the previous slide. The information will be there. This will be on the test. This sounds a lot like nerd stuff. I've got my dissertation in the back. I will go and get it. I will make you listen to this. You will learn. I'm going to throttle Josh for the constant pontification. You will learn. Right, next stream, I am getting my dissertation out. And I'm forcing you to listen to all of it. Because I wrote it. And at the start, you know where you can give thanks to people? I thanked Jeremy Soule. Because I listened to the Morrowind soundtrack while writing my dissertation and felt that he deserved some thanks. I need a spiked helmet. I do not have one. I also need a rope. I do have one. I also need a candle or a lantern. Can somebody please get me a lantern? Like a lantern that I can use, because I will die if I go down there without a lantern. Also, Ryu, I'm following you. Can you please take me back? Ryu, take me to the hole. No thanks, I'll wait for the movie. It's a good movie. It's a very good movie. Richard Madden plays me. It's fantastic. Henry Cavill plays me in the future. Kitty Cat wishes to trade. Been waiting for the dissertation stream. Darcy, I'll follow you because I'm not close enough to the steps yet. Can you get Asmon to do an audiobook version of it? I'm pretty sure if we have... we'll make an actual video, then we'll have Asmon react to it. That's the best I can pretty much give you there. Ryu, I will follow you. Please walk me to the Lumbridge Swamp. Walk me to the wet hole. Grow up. Right, let's catch up with the chat. If we get 55th, stop. You stop. All right. MC Marty says, I understand that. Zara, you're still chatting to people. I'm going to Google you, Zara, right now. I'm going to Google Zara Twitch. I'm curious. Were you playing RuneScape as well? In old school RuneScape girl? Is that the plan? I don't know. I just assumed that Zara was a female main. It might be male. Let me do some Googlings. Zara. Why not, Josh? Why not what? Hang on. Hang on. Oh, I see. You are. Was it old school RuneScape? Was it... What is that game? What is that game that you were playing? What's that last game? Why do I not... I'm sorry, I don't know every Twitch streamer. There's like 30 Twitch streamers. I don't know all of them. Oh, you were playing Diablo... Right, I see. Bit of Diablo 4. Gotcha. I've still not played that. Okay, right. I'm not going into the hole without a lantern. I'm not going hole diving without a light source. That's true. Quest as an Ultimate Iron Man feel like the Elder Scrolls Online. And you watch Twitch. Yeah, name every Twitch streamer. Oh, you like JoshStrifeSays? Name everything he's ever said. I had a poster in uni that said, oh, you love your mum? Name 3 of her albums. And I thought, that's quite funny. I'll take that. Yeah, there are at least 30 Twitch streamers. That's very, very true. Right, I'm not going in the hole without a lantern. That's true. So can we please, every week a different hole. Wormhole, wet hole. Yeah, there was, last week it was the crunchy wormhole, wasn't it? From the quest it was on. Hang on, I genuinely can't go down without a lantern because I'll get killed. Kitty Cat, thank you for bringing me a lantern. I appreciate that. See, this is the privilege that you get when you decline the trade. What are you doing? There we go. This is the privilege that you get when you are a streamer. You get people with max capes giving you things. Thank you. Use Tinderbox on lantern. I need a fire-making level of 4. My fire-making level is 1. Kitty Cat, could... Okay, no, stop it. Stop. Let's start grinding. What a horrible thing to say. Listen, is there... What light source is level 1? Let's just have a quick look. Equipment, torches, candles, abyssal lantern, candles, miscellaneous... Equipment, candles, 1. Can you remove the candle? The problem is that it will explode. You remove the candle and it blows up. Can I drop the candle lantern and then pick it back up? Nope. Can I examine the candle lantern? Nope. I mean, I'm not moving until somebody brings me a candle. That's just not happen. He has a candle in the bank. That sounds like a you problem. This is lazy man mode, guys. I'm not going back to the bank. We've been there. Somebody is going to have to bring me... It will blow up in the dark hole. It will, won't it? Like, it legitimately will. Right, get this man some logs. Let's get his fire make... I mean, yeah, I'll train fire making, but I'm not getting my own logs. I'll do that. Shall we... I could teleport to Varrock. I've got the tabs on me. We could bank stuff. Trade the man. Kitty Cat, what are we trading? Is it just a candle? 1 candle. Thank you. Let's see if this works. This might blow up. If this blows up, we've got teleport tabs. Thank you, Kitty Cat. Use Tinderbox on candle. Beautiful. Use rope on dark hole. Push the rope into the dark hole. Grow up. This is RuneScape. Serious gaming time. Alright? None of your shenanigans. You tie the rope to the top of the entrance and throw it down the hole. We've pushed some rope in. Climb down. Alright, cool. Sweet. All right, do you want to see a really cool, interesting thing here? What is the appropriate time to keep asking the same question because Senpai hasn't noticed me yet? Little Master, I will do nothing but read the chat until I see your question. I'm here. I'm here right now. What do I think of the idea of full virtual reality if humanity ever gets there, like in Sword Art Online, specifically in terms of MMORPGs? What are you gaining from doing that? Would you want to stick a headset on and be existing in a virtual world the entire time? Would you want to? I don't know if I'd want to. I'll tell you, you know when everyone bought the Wii, the Nintendo Wii? Statistically, everyone owned like 7 Nintendo Wiis. That's just how many units of the Wii sold. It was ridiculously popular. You walk into anyone's house, you cannot move for Wiis. But grow up. But everyone, when they got the Wii, they started by playing it, by, jumping around, playing tennis, swinging their hands, playing golf, doing proper golf swings, doing proper bowling. It was amazing. Until everyone learned you could just sit on the sofa and just do that. It was great. And then everyone played with Wii like that. People will play VR right up until the point, Yeezy, what are we trading? I'll trade with you, Yeezy. That's a cool name, by the way. Yeezy, Sourdough and Brew, Sanfew Serum. Thank you, that's very kind of you. I'll take those. Thank you very, very much. Nice cake, by the way. Enjoy. I will enjoy, Yeezy. Thank you. Can't believe Yeezy plays RuneScape. That's amazing. Normally he'd make money. He'd make music and rap. So stand here, turn on run, click there, and the single run actually jumps past the wall beast. See? 100% collect. Kitty Cat, I'm going to follow you. So could you please take me to the big frog? Take me to the big frog. So what I'm getting at with the whole Nintendo Wii thing is ultimately people play stuff that is easy. Don't take me to the explosive gas. People will play MMOs because they're easy. I've got an Oculus downstairs. I simply don't put it on and go and play Beat Saber because it's tiring and draining and I would rather sit on my sofa, veg out and play Elden Ring. People don't want to put a hell of a lot of effort into playing something. I mean, it's easy to play an MMO because you sit down and kind of relax in the background. What would happen if, you've got to actually mine in a virtual MMO? You've actually got to repeat the mining motion like 400 times. You're going to wreck your shoulders. I mean, to be fair, you would then be able to tell who is playing a VR MMORPG because they would come out of their house absolutely jacked. And they'd be like, oh man, what's your gym routine? And you're like, 99 strength, 99 mining, 99 smithing. That actually I would be absolutely ripped if that were the case. Imagine getting 99 smithing by having an actual... You walk in and you see someone just pretending to be a blacksmith in real life, just smacking stuff on the floor, pretending to pull an actual warbow back every single day. That would work. He's wearing his glory for Karamja. I am, but I'm not going to use it. Kill a monkey on Karamja. Should I use my glory? You know what, that sounds like an easy thing to do. Karamja, let's just teleport using the glory. Off we pop. Off we go. We are on Karamja with the glory. I need to kill a monkey. The monkey is over there. That's too far to walk. I'm going to wait here until somebody comes to taxi me over. Yeah, one-handed with the first skill most people max. That's very true. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's be real. Okay, so I had Skyrim in VR. I bought PlayStation 4 VR because I was an early adopter, and that has taught me to never be an early adopter ever again. But Ryuku, I'm following you. I bought Skyrim in VR. Do you want me to tell you a problem that Skyrim in VR has? So you've got the place where your kind of character is standing, if you will, and then you can lean either way. And I discovered that if you play Skyrim in VR, you know how Skyrim has those shortcuts to the end of the dungeon? You get to the very end, and then there's a shortcut back. Well, if you walk to the kind of shortcut bit, there's a treasure chest on the other side that you're not meant to be able to get to because it's just out of your click range. Well, it is on PC. If you lean in VR and hold your arm forward, you can clip through the wall, open the final treasure chest, get the thing, pull the little lever that opens up the gate, and just do dungeons backwards. The problem with Skyrim was that they didn't actually localize it for VR very well at all. It was there was another one where someone was playing a card game where the cards got placed face down on the table, and in VR, if you just looked underneath the table and looked up, you could see what the card was from the other side. Turns out it's a thing you could totally do. Right, I'm going to go and attack the monkey over there. That's close enough. I'll run now. Yeah, first time catching Josh live. Usually seeing your stuff on YouTube, already regretting it. That's going to be one of those things that just bounces around in my head forever. I'm going to be lying on my deathbed and being like, Dottle hated it. Dottle just... Oh, man. Dottle loved the YouTube. They really did. They loved the edited clips. They loved the highlights. Then they saw me live and it's like... It's almost like you see a comedian on TV and they're really funny, and then you go and see them in real life and they're just not. They're just not. Someone said in the chat, ultra kill. That was a god kill right there. That was a mega kill. Never meet your heroes. Never do it. Oh, wow, you did something yourself. Better be careful. Keep doing that. Won't be lazy man anymore. I'm being as lazy as I can. I couldn't be bothered to wait, so I clicked. That's still lazy. Kill a giant bat in the Karamja volcano. Darcy, please walk me to the Karamja volcano. It's like watching Friends after seeing the highlights. Yeah, it's very much like watching a live stream before it gets clipped. You guys pretty much, you work through the terribleness, the badness of the stuff. Oh, by the way, if any of you guys want to chat, feel free to add me on either Discord or Twitter. I tend to talk more on there. All right, come on, bat. Darcy, that's too far. Darcy, walk me toward a bat, please. I mean, that's just you attacking a bat. Maybe I can attack it now. Somebody else is fighting that. No, I'll wait. There we go. Thank you, Darcy. I appreciate it. This is a true lesson in patience in the world of ever-shortening attention spans. Yes. Oh, hang on. I also need one. Darcy, this is my quest journey as well. I love that Darcy was like, well, I haven't got a quest cape, so this is a good enough reason as any. I genuinely enjoy the fact that you are also getting a quest cape with me. It's probably the only thing that's going to make sure this quest cape definitely happens. Right, kitty cat. Right, we've got everything now. Talk to Fortuano in Draenor Village and buy 8 jugs of vinegar. Use the vinegar on the pots, fry pots, use the bones on the pots. Effort. Effort, effort, effort. Too much effort. I'm going to teleport to Varrock, and then I'm going to wait for somebody to walk me to the bank, and then you're going to have to give me all the things. Could somebody please teleport to Varrock and do this? This is a lot of effort. Never played RuneScape. What's a quest cape? So a quest cape is a cape that proves you have completed every single quest in the game. And there are hundreds of quests in RuneScape, and they are not kill X quests, collect X quests. They are all actual storylines with actual NPCs and huge areas to go and visit. Vinegar is untradeable. Well, then we'll go to the bank and we'll go and buy something. Catching a Josh stream is like a unicorn. It's not as good as you thought it was going to be. That's understandable. Have I completed every quest before? Yes, I have. I have actually got a quest cape legitimately before. Now I'm trying to get one lazily. That's why I'm not touching the keyboard and you guys are running me places and I'm just banking as I need to. I'm only taking over when I feel that, you know, it's too much. I'm just bored. Don't want to wait. What skills have I maxed? On my main character, I think about 7 or 8 skills. All the combat stuff, nearly did rune crafting. Dungeoneering was one, but I've never maxed fully. So that's another exciting thing that we could maybe one day do on stream. All right, let's just deposit some of these things that we don't need anymore. I think I've got all the bones on me that I need. Unless there were any more bones here. No, there are no bones. We've got all this stuff. Don't need you. Let me just rearrange these things. Hang on. Right, what I need now is pots. So I've got a few. And then I need vinegar and pots. Right, where are we taking Josh to COX? Oh, we'll go Chambers Zerek at some point. Darcy, could you please walk me to Draenor Village? Draenor Village next. Don't give me dungeoning PTSD. Gala, good evening to you. First time after watching the video. The sponsors were not ready for me. Really loving the past 10 minutes. Oh, thank you very much. The truth is, that video was genuine. People have messaged me about that whole sponsor video going, oh, you come across as really arrogant. You know, I can't believe that you're so rude to these people. You have to understand there is a different energy that you need to approach a business chat with than just a friendly chat. If it was just a friend wanting to have a chat with me, of course I would talk to them, no problem at all. The problem is that I get maybe 7 or 8 business inquiries a day, and if I was to give every single business inquiry just 15 minutes of my time, I'm spending 2 hours a day talking to business people that I don't necessarily want to work with. The problem is I need to almost filter out the companies that I don't want to work with very quickly. And I can't be super nice all the time to businesses. People, no problem at all. You know, you walk up to me at a convention, you drop me a message, person, not a problem. All the time in the world for you, as much as I can find. Businesses, I will straight away go into, what do you need? What can I supply you? What can I get from you? What do you need? So, empty jug, bottle of wine. Do you have to talk to him to get the vinegar? Can I help you? Got any vinegar? Yes. All right, cool. He will get me the things. Have some... Oh, okay, cool. Buy 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, cool. We've got 8 jugs of vinegar. Now I need 4 more pots. I'm guessing Kitty Cat has brought some pots because they're trading. But no, the kind of energy that I use when I approach those things is, as much as it is fun just to, you know, chat with people and just, you know, shoot the shit for a couple of minutes before you start talking business, I value my time to be able to create content that the Patreons are paying for. So when I sit down with a business, I straight away go, right, what do you need? What can I do? And they're like, oh, do you want to, you know, just have a quick catch up? No, what do you need? Can I do it? Can I not do it? Let's work this out quickly. The faster we can work this out, the better. Okay, we've got stuff. We now need to go to use the bones on the pots of vinegar. All right, cool. Sort this out. So I'm generally pretty quick when I'm talking about businessy stuff, and I've actually had companies and individuals thank me for that. But that's how you lose money. Is it, though? Because if I wasn't ever interested in taking that sponsorship anyway, I'm not bothered about losing it. If a company comes to me and says, we love your stuff, and I'm like, okay, cool, what do you love? And they go, oh, we don't actually watch your stuff. I'm thinking, oh, okay, cool. So we've started our business relationship with a lie, have we? We've started it with just blowing smoke up my ass. You want to put me into this position, and I've had people give the cookie cutter answers before. I say, oh, what do you love? And they've gone, oh, we just love how you tell it like it is. We love how you're just so real, you know? We love how you make the videos and they get well received and people like them and they love how you stuff. And I'm just sat there thinking, you have no idea, do you? You are just giving me the most generic answer. You're giving me Barnum answers. That's what they are. Has anyone looked into that? The psychology effect of what are called Barnum tests or Barnum questions? It's where you just say generic statements that could apply to basically anyone. Okay, Darcy, I'm following you now. Could you please... Oh, have you put the lumber scroll away? That was return to the start. We can get the lumber scroll, that's fine. Yeah. The Barnum statements. People say to me, oh, this is not a good way to make money. This is, you are losing money by doing this. Okay. I'm willing to lose the money if otherwise it's going to be a difficult business working relationship, because I don't want that. I don't want that at all. I have teleported to the lumberyard. I await somebody to walk me back to the thing. And then I'll need someone to give me some logs. Just because you say some scientific term doesn't mean you actually understand them, like what you're doing right now. Ah, Rookie! Thank you, May. I was just thinking, I've not got enough content to cover the next 20 minutes. Here we go. Come on, Rookie. Let's have a chat. So, the idea of the Barnum term, and P.T. Barnum, of course, had the film made about him, The Greatest Showman, P.T. Barnum. I think it was Phineas Tiberium Barnum. He was the showman that pretty much started the whole kind of circus thing. And the idea of the Barnum statements was a psychological thing brought up by a professor a couple of years later, where he gave his class a series of quotations, a series of statements on this bit of paper. And what happened was, he told everyone in the class that he had written this paper specifically about them. Every statement was just about them. And I'll even get the statements up. Hang on. The Barnum statements. Let's bring them up. Rookie, I know that you're probably there thinking, oh, he's fallen for my ruse. All right? Don't mud wrestle a pig. because they'll just drag you into the mud and the pig likes it. In this analogy, I'm the pig. Okay? I like this. So here are the Barnum statements. The professor handed out this to all of his students, and he said, please mark these statements on how accurate you believe they reflect you. And the statements were, you have a great need for other people to like or admire you. You have a tendency to be critical of yourself. You have a great deal of unused capacity, which you have not yet turned to your advantage. Disciplined and self-controlled aside, you tend to be somewhat insecure inside. You pride yourself as an independent thinker and do not accept others' statements without satisfactory proof. Okay, yeah, you get the idea. They are super generic statements that anyone would actually want to apply to them because they'd be flattering if they did, while having just enough self-awareness that they don't come across as arrogant. Anyway, the idea was that these statements came across and pretty much everyone went, oh yeah, that's so me. That's so me. So everyone wanted them to apply to them. It was just psychology. So when a company turn around to me and say, hey, we will sponsor you if you do this, this, and this, the value to me is not necessarily in the money that they are giving me. It's in the longevity and the long-term survival of my channel having relevance into the future without being hemmed down by endless corporate bullshit. And that's worth a lot to me personally. So yeah, if I end up shooting myself in the foot, if I end up turning away big business because I don't like the way that business operates, great. That's why I've got the Patreon. The Patreon support literally allows me to turn away businesses that I don't believe have the best interests of the audience at heart. It's not the best interests of me, it's the best interests of the audience, because my best interest is just take all the money. But if I do that, suddenly I lose a load of, long-term audience members, and that's not worth it to me. Use that on the pot boiler, and then use the tinderbox onto the thing. There we go. Thank you very much for the gifted subs, Max. That's remarkably kind of you. I want to thank you for your analytical, well-thought-out, and reasonable view on the gaming genre. Oh, thank you very much. Good to have you in the public. Hey, I always try and be as grounded as I possibly can. Okay? Businesses only have their best interest at heart. Yes, they do. They absolutely do. The example with statements can also be observed in horoscopes. Oh, God. Okay, so I always struggled remembering the difference between astrology and astronomy. Astrology has an L in it, which stands for lie. Now, if you enjoy astrology because of the mythology behind it and the beauty of the stories, absolutely fine. If you want to look into just the artistic merit of it, yes. But you don't need to base fact off it. Okay? I've got a fantastic chart that talks about, the personalities that you're built with and that you're born with, and it says the positions of the planet has no relevance on your personality. That's just my own personal feelings. You may think differently. I'm not going to mock you if you take it very seriously. But personally, yeah, someone's like, oh God, he's a typical Sagittarius. Well, you would say that I'm a typical Sagittarius because actually I'm an Aries, okay? And this is a much more aggressive stance. See, I'm holding on to my beliefs and I'm pretty much saying exactly what I think without waiting for the general public appeal of it, which is what an Aries would do. And all of you are there going, oh my God, that's so Aries. I'm not Aries. You just thought that it would fit, okay? I will kill everyone. Oh, such an Aries thing to say, without a doubt. But no, so astrology is based on kind of art, and astronomy is based on looking at where stuff is in the sky and going, that's quite interesting. That's pretty much it. This was the whole Barnum statement thing, and this links back to the reason we got onto the statement. And again, if you're feeling personally attacked that I don't believe in the same kind of pseudoscience that brings you happiness, that's fine. I'm not saying you're wrong for believing in it. I'm just saying appreciate the artwork from it. I don't believe that a lot of the myths and legends are real, but I still appreciate the beauty that a myth and a legend and a story can have. Do I believe there was an actual Minotaur in a labyrinth? No. But do I think that the story of the Minotaur in the labyrinth is beautiful? Hell yeah. Absolutely. That's fantastic. We share our history and our beliefs through stories. And sometimes we're not sharing factual history, we're sharing philosophical history. We're sharing ideas. We're sharing, the kind of the core tenets that make us as a community what we are and what we value. So it's okay to share these kind of things because they are still fantastically interesting. But what I would very, very much appreciate if horoscopes were more specific. Like if I open up a horoscope in one of those weekly TV mags that for some reason they have at the end of Lidl. You stand there waiting in the Lidl or the Aldi queue, and then to the side there's a rack of magazines, and they're like, TV Weekly. And you open it, and it's a horoscope, and it's like, Libra, you will die today. I'd be like, I appreciate how specific you've been with that. That's much, much more on the nose. Okay. If you open it, it's like, good things are coming your way. And I walk outside and find like a penny on the floor. I'll be thinking, oh, that's a shame. I was kind of hoping that it'd be more than that. And you deserve it. Yeah, that'd be great. Wonderful work on the Chrono Trigger video. Thank you very much. Love them. Also, it's still so strange to me that I found you and you're thought you're a small and awesome OSRS streamer back in the day. I have always... Sven, it's good to see you, man. I've always been a small OSRS streamer and will continue for no matter how long to be a small OS. I'm not doing something right here. There we go. Use that on that. I was too distracted with reading the chat and not enough playing the game. Stop distracting me. Just focus on the game now. Best they're good for is self-reflection. Absolutely. Self-response. Rookie, I didn't get the response from you I wanted. Oh, I'm sorry, Rookie. What was the... Rookie, I'm going to be honest, I totally forgot we were doing a thing. We were talking about... What were we talking about? Barnum statements? And then we were talking about something else. Can you just catch me up to where we were, mate? Just give me the cliff notes. Just get me back to where you need me to be. And then we'll carry on. I forgot, we had a whole thing going on, didn't we? I also forgot. Alright, cool. Excellent. I love that. Whatever it was, I'm sure that we both felt very strongly about it. But now none of us can remember. That was like, wasn't it an old Greek thing? I'm sure it was the Greeks, and it might have been the Macedonians. They would debate something when drunk, and then a few days later they would debate the same thing sober, and only when they agreed on both the drunk and the sober... Babylonians, that was on, thank you. Only when they agreed on both interpretations did they, say, right, okay, we've got an answer. And I very much appreciate that. Was it the Persians? Let's just bring it back. Let's just bring it back. All of it. If we're going to have a debate, presidential debates, but everyone's pissed. That'd be great. House of Commons, but everyone is absolutely smashed. I imagine that's just what Australian Parliament's like all the time anyway. Because those guys seem to at least make some kind of progress, which I appreciate. Have you ever watched like the open footage of the Australian kind of collective parliament? It seems that everyone over there is a lot more chilled, or at least willing to insult the other person. And I appreciate that. It sounds like, I mean, I don't know, obviously don't live over there, but it genuinely does seem like they're at least getting something done. Yeah. I love how getting smashed is so incredibly old that it's part of all of human written history. It should be. It absolutely should be. Oh, there we go. Quest Cape. That's what we're going for. Yeah, it's the one thing that brings us all together. Everyone collectively at some point needs to just... Everyone gets... I mean, drink responsibly. I'm not obviously saying to go off and do something dangerous, but please do drink responsibly. In fact, one thing that I value a lot is whenever I'm out with people, and whether it's a gaming meetup or a Twitch thing or a YouTube thing, or even just hanging out with casual friends, if someone offers a drink and someone else says no, everyone says, okay, no pressure. We're not forcing you to. We're absolutely not forcing you to. No one is... There's no peer pressure for this. Just for the record, this is the first quest. It's taken me 2 hours to do the first quest. Let's talk... Okay, cool. Let's just give all the bones. Give the old man a bone. Grab his mumbling sack. And then he gives us some points. Not proud of it, but hey, when you're in the entertainment industry, you do what you gotta do. He's given us some cooking and some prayer experience. Fantastic. We have leveled up cooking, and we have leveled up stuff. Right, what's the next thing to do? This quest is to bone an old man. Look, RuneScape has got some complicated quests, alright? It goes to some pretty dark places. Sometimes you're saving the world, sometimes you're boning an old man. There's a lot of adventures to have in Gillenor. Just accept it. This is the gold standard of quests. They're not all gold standard. Sometimes they're old standard. But we love them, and we hope they wouldn't change nonetheless. Right, Priest in Peril. That way we can do. That is, again, saving another old man. We're off to the clergy, who have historically done nothing wrong to anyone ever. Right, let's just teleport back to Lumbridge. Varrock Start. Is it? No, it's not Varrock Start. Priest in Peril. It's Lumbridge Start. Pretty sure Priest in Peril is a Lumbridge Start. I'm going to go off on a limb here and say that the Lumbridge Start... Is it the Varrock King? Fuck's sake. No, Priest in Peril is you definitely... Okay, hang on. I've been told by a guard that it's definitely a Varrock Start. And when the city guard tell you something, you listen. Someone has just said, you're thinking of Restless Ghost. Yeah, I was actually. Darcy, I'll follow you now. I was genuinely thinking of Restless Ghost. That was... I thought Priest in Peril. This is the one where you kill the three-headed dog, isn't it? The Cerberus. I really enjoyed the A Small Favour. Oh, One Small Favour is one of the most iconic quests. If I ever got the chance to consult for a quest in RuneScape, I would push so hard to make One Small Favour too. I absolutely would. Right, talk to King Rold. How's it going, King? Greetings, Your Majesty. Well, hello there. What do you want with the King of Misthalin? That's just how he talks. When is my next Fighting Fantasy book stream? Vox, I have not got anything specifically planned. An even smaller favour. 2 small favours. 1 small favour, 2. Electric Boogaloo. 2 small, 2 favour. Alright, King, I'm looking for a quest. 1 small favour, 2 has 180. It just bounces around over the entire map. That's what it would be. Rookie says, you don't drink enough alcohol though, bruh. And keep it that way. I actually don't drink very much at all. I am a very cheap date. Okay, you take me out on a date, you come out with a tenner, I am dancing on the tables by the end of the night. All I need is 2 WKDs and a wink and I am yours. That's how it works. But I very much enjoy those fruity, brightly coloured, sugary drinks. Because they taste nice. I'm out with the lads, and they're like, oh, do you want some bitter? I'm like, why would I use a terrible word to describe what I want? No, I want some sweet. That's what I want. I want something, you know, that's nice and sugary. I want something with a little umbrella in it. Cocktails. Oh, man. Okay, so in the UK, there is a chain of restaurants called the Cozy Club, and they sell... I know that I'm middle-classing myself here, but just indulge me. They sell the... what was it called? The Cherry Bakewell cocktail. I swear to God, it tastes like a Cherry Bakewell, man. It tastes like a cake, and you can't taste the alcohol, and you just... Oh, the Cozy Club breakfast. Look, if you're in the UK, if you're ever in the UK and you see me walking through town for some reason, just walk up to me and nod, and I will nod back, and then we will go to the Cozy Club for breakfast. Doesn't matter what time of day it is, it's 2 AM somewhere. We will go for breakfast. We'll have the Cozy Club sandwich and a Cherry Bakewell cocktail. That's the life I live. And if I can't live that life, why am I a YouTuber? What is the point? You know, what's it all about if I can't do that? Yeah. I'm sorry it's a joke. One small... No, it's not. I live in the UK, haven't heard of the Cozy Club. Oh, Cam, you're missing out. I don't think he is real. He is talking just like an AI. If you want me to voice over an AI, we can do that. Start the Priest in Peril quest. Sure. I don't have anything better to do right now. Many thanks, adventurer. I would have sent one of my squires, but they wanted payment for it. I'll get going. There we go. Let's do this. I will read your messages out in AI style if we need to. Could Josh be one of my people? First time catching a stream. It's not hard to read an AI. Just stagger every single word you say and say it like there's a word following it, even if there isn't. One Small Favour is the best quest ever designed. In this 3-hour dissertation, I would examine how One Small Favour is the best quest in the game. You know what? April Fool's Day next year, I will make an in-depth analytical discussion of how One Small Favour references the rise and fall of Western civilization. I will do it. Let's bank all of your jugs. All right, let me stick my jugs in the bank. They are pretty heavy. Then we'll go and talk to Priest and Power and stuff. My cat is meowing. She is deaf, and she is old, and she screams until I walk up to her, and then she looks at me and continues screaming, and I give her food, but she keeps screaming, and I give her drinks, but she keeps screaming. Just screaming. Cat cam or Ryan Faldor. Look, I can't pick the cat up because she hates being picked up. I can give her food, but she'll just stare at me. That's all she'll do. She'll just stare. Right, let's deposit all this pot into my bank. Oh, drug references. And what do I need for Priest in Peril? Alright, let's have a look. Items required. 50 unnoted rune essence. You guys can take care of that. Bucket. Pretty sure I've got a bucket somewhere. And then probably a shark. Yeah, let's take a ton of sharks. That's fine. Might even grab a combat potion. So, super combat potion. Divine combat potion. There we go. That'll work. Food, teleport, stamina pots, Varrock. There's more Varrock teleports we need. So, let's just grab like 10 of those in case I die. And Mr. E. Marks is like, is this some costume party? Yeah, pretty much. I need inventory space for rune essence. I will deposit 10 sharks. I'm going extremely over the top in, you know, how many sharks I need in case I die, because I don't want to die. So, Darcy, where are we going now for this next quest? We are going to Rag and Bowman 2 is done. Priest in Peril has started. Go to the temple east of... Please grab a stamina. I will grab a stamina, because otherwise you would shout at me. Alright, cool. We got a stamina potion. Drink one. We got it. Darcy, let's mosey. I'm following you now. First time catching a stream, seeing so many shorts of you on YouTube. I'm gonna let you down. I'm sorry, man. Those shorts, they are like the funniest bits out of 4 hours. You're gonna be in the trenches with the rest of us finding the crap bits. Thank God you're streaming. I have a fever, and none of the other streamers I follow are online. Always the GOAT. I like the fact that in order to be the best, all I had to do was outlast everyone else. Like, it's not even... Like, if any of the others were online, you go and watch them. It's fine. I'll take it. I'm technically... It's like I've won a consolation prize. I'm the best by default. I've won because nobody else entered. Fantastic. That's my favourite one. I might be your last choice, but currently I'm the only choice. So, I'll take it. Alright, you gotta know where you stand. You gotta know when to hold them, and sometimes when to fold them. And if someone says that I'm the best choice because nobody else is on, I'm okay with that. What are you gonna do with your second? Just turn up and win, pretty much. Just turn up and win. Hello, I wanted to say hello, and I like you. Jamie. I like you too, Jamie. How's your day going? You having a good day? Did you not expect to be singled out this much? No, we can come back to RuneScape. This is a Jamie stream now. Come on, Jamie. Keep chatting. Tell me how your day has gone. Tell me everything. Hopes, dreams, fears, loves, wants. Everyone in the chat, say something nice about Jamie. Jamie_89. Come on, Jamie. It's okay. We can chat about stuff now. Or she. I don't know. Could be a guy, could be a girl. Jamie is a very neutral name. Jamie, you've had a lovely day. Hello. Oh, it's okay. So no pressure. No pressure. But 2,000 people do need you to entertain them right now. No pressure. You know? It's okay. Jamie's probably not Inferno. 100%. I am a male. Jamie, it's okay. I'm here with you. We'll get through this together. Jamie, do you want this intense conversation to stop? Do you want me to return to playing old school RuneScape? Has it gone on further than you thought it would go on? Did you not enter the conversation with the expectation of this level of kind of, you know, interactivity? Did I hear about the fight at the chip shop? Jamie, I know, but I want you to say it. Okay? 3 fish got battered. What an absolute legend. Pops into the stream, says hi, gets singled out, tells a decent joke. Absolute legend behavior. 100% Chad. Jamie, you're going down in legend. Right, let's get back to old school RuneScape, but never forget that that's what you do when you're under pressure. You're under pressure, you tell the simplest, most direct joke you know, and you know what? It lands. It lands. Jamie, you're going to sleep well tonight knowing that you've entertained thousands of people. This is how you started your Twitch career, man. You start streaming right now, I'm raiding you. Everyone over to Jamie's. Let me just open the door, because there is a... I didn't get the joke. Please explain. There's a fight at a chip shop. 3 fish got battered. Get it? Battered fish. Jamie's a very funny guy. You may come in now, cat. Hello. Meow. She's just going to sit here. I'm going to do anything. I'm going to be there for a bit. Do you guys want to hear my favourite joke? I mean, you haven't got a choice. It's my stream. So, Josh is about to get back. Ryu is so annoyed that I'm taking so long to finish this quest. Right. Allow me to tell you a joke. I was at a friend's funeral the other day. It starts dark, but it gets better, don't worry. That's just a setup, okay? I wasn't actually. And I leant over and I said, do you mind if I say a few words? And the people attending said, yeah, of course. So I stood up, very somber, and I shouted, bargain! I sat down, and they leant over to me and said, thanks. That means a great deal. Look, I know that Jamie's was fun. Do you appreciate? Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that I've got some support here. You know the funniest thing I could do right now was just immediately end the stream. That would be the funniest thing. Just be like, you know, halfway into this quest. Like, we've not even finished the quest. But, just mic drop. That would be hilarious. That would, in fact. You know what? You guys have a good weekend. I will catch you next week.